All right, today our viewer question is, what are the benefits of sprouting beans?
Sprouted beans. Well, let me say right at the beginning, I'm a big bean fan. I'm a big fan of all legumes, beans, peas, chickpeas, lentils, anything that grows in a pod is a legume. And they all have wonderful properties. They lower cholesterol, they feed our microbiome, they have anti-cancer effect, they have anti-diabetes effect. Eat more beans. Beans and greens are the two healthiest foods on the planet for us Homo sapiens. And they should show up in your daily diet pretty much every day in some form. So I'll leave the beans and greens combo and just focus on the beans here. So any way you can get the beans in, they're going to do you good. Now, the most common ways is to cook the beans and cook them well. Beans should not be eaten until they're so soft you can squish them between your fingers. And nowadays with Instapots and pressure cookers, boy, it doesn't take long, less than an hour, much less actually, to cook dried beans. Yeah, but if you open up a can of organic beans and spill off the water in the can there, you've got these already cooked beans, and they're just wonderful to use in so many ways. Throw them into a soup, and there's nothing stopping you from throwing a can of beans onto a salad, and that's a meal. A nice big green salad with a good dollop of a good helping of beans on it. Man, that's been dinner in our house on many occasions here. So yay, let's hear it for beans. And again, cook them until they're nice and soft. You can squish them between your fingers. That gets rid of the lectins and the protein inhibitors, et cetera. Make sure that they're nice and well cooked. Well, so what about sprouting the beans? You certainly can sprout them. They are seeds of the bean plant. And if you do the sprouting dance, you soak them in water overnight and then put them in a container where the humidity is very high. They will sprout. They think they're underground and that the spring rains have come. And soon that little tail starts poking out of the navel of the bean there. And inside, wonderful things are happening. Enzymes are awakening. They're starting to pre-digest the starches and the proteins. And beans, since they're seeds and Mother Nature doesn't want them to sprout too early, when they're still in their dried state, they have molecules that keep them from sprouting. They have trypsin inhibitors and enzyme inhibitors. And that's why if you are sprouting the beans, don't be in a big hurry to eat them. Don't sprout them and eat them while they're still crunchy. There's too much of the enzyme inhibitors still left, too many lectins, etc. Be patient. You want to wait until the tails that are coming out of the beans are at least 2-3 inches long at least. Give them a good 3-4 days to sprout. And so again, you can squish them between your fingers. But by the time they've got these nice long tails, then you've gotten rid of most of the lectins and the enzyme inhibitors. And they basically have the same beneficial effects, the sprouted beans, as the cooked beans. They both, as I said, improve cholesterol levels and diabetes. They have anti-cancer effects. In some studies, the cooked beans are actually a little bit more, have more anti-cancer effects. In some studies, the sprouted beans have more antioxidant effects. But by and large, whatever will get you to eat more beans, that's the mode of preparation for you. That's most important. Get them in your diet, if not every day, at least every other day. Have something from the legume family. And so, as I said, the cooked are the most efficient. But if you're into beans, because you can get dried beans and sprout them, they turn into living produce right on your kitchen counter. It's really a magical thing. The old Jack and the Beanstalk story where he's given these magical beans. Turns out they really were magical, but not because they sprouted up to land where the giants live. Now, because of all the nutritional value and all the wonderful things they do in our bodies. So eat your beans either well cooked or well sprouted. And your entire body will benefit. Hi, everyone. Dr. Michael Klaper here, announcing our new format for our Q&A with Dr. K. Annie Hagen will be asking me one question that's been sent in by our viewers. So if you want to see if your question is getting answered, do join us for our Q&A with Dr. K right here. Hope to see you then.